Your members want to be inside the single market, and they want to be inside the customs union, and they want a second referendum. Now, you always say that you listen to your members. Why do you not listen to them about these things?
I listen to members all the time. There are numbers of opinion polls been done. I'm not familiar with all of the questions that have been put to them. Yes, the membership of the Labour Party overwhelmingly voted to remain. Overwhelmingly, Labour supporters voted to remain, but a third of them didn't. A third of them voted the other way. I want to win the next election.
When you're asked, would you like to see us leave the single market, you can't tell us.
The single market is dependent on membership of the EU. What we've said all along is that we want a tariff-free trade, access to the European market and a partnership with Europe in the future.
But to be absolutely crystal clear, we leave the single European market because we leave the EU.
The two things are inextricably
So we have to leave the single market.
Yes.
See, I'm not supposed to be in UK politics. That is not my skill set. My parents find it laughable that given how I grew up not knowing anything about politics, I ended up doing this as a full-time job. My skill set is French language speaking, it's EU law, it's human rights, it's advocacy. I should be working in Brussels or Vienna like I used to do, working for the EU Fundamental Rights Agency, promoting human rights at that level because that's where I'm supposed to be. It's only because politicians in the UK were making such a huge mess of Brexit that I quit my job in Vienna, my dream job in Vienna, to come back to the UK and try and stop it. And remember, my background is human rights, largely focusing on countries like Saudi Arabia, so my only real interaction with UK politics was seeing Jeremy Corbyn as the only person in Parliament standing up for the people of Yemen and saying that we should not be selling weapons to Saudi Arabia because they were being used to destroy thousands and thousands of lives in Yemen. And my work in Brussels meant I was working with the EU trying to get national governments to act more morally. I was there when the European Parliament passed an arms embargo saying stop selling weapons to Saudi Arabia. So I already felt like I was in a battle for the soul of the UK with the Tories on one side and the EU on the other before I'd even heard of the word Brexit. So imagine how I felt when the one politician that I actually looked up to backed Brexit for 3 years. I had to give up everything in my life to try and stop Brexit, to fill the gaps left by shitty politicians in the UK. Left my dream job, the woman I was seeing, my apartment, the country I was living in to come back to the UK and try and make things better. And I faced so many death threats because of it that my number ended up on a special list with the Metropolitan Police, such that if I called them, it would be automatic blue flashing lights. I hope that answers your question.